For years, Oklahoma has struggled with prisons that are overcrowded and understaffed. Two ballot initiatives approved last November may help ease overcrowding and reduce costs, although a bill making its way through the legislature could roll back some of those reforms. But that measure has lost key support and now appears to be on very shaky ground this legislative session.
When voters approved State Question 780 and 781, they downgraded simple drug possession in Oklahoma to a misdemeanor. That brought objections from lawmakers like State Representative Bobby Cleveland, who argued the proposals failed to protect children.
Kids deserve a drug-free school zone in Oklahoma. If we want to take that away from our kids, what are we doing to Oklahoma?
House Bill 1482 would allow prosecutors to file felony charges if drugs are found within 1,000 feet of a school. During debate on the measure, Cleveland and Representative Tim Downing said language regarding drug-free school zones had been removed from the ballot when voters considered the state questions last November.
If you'd left it on there and the voters walked in that ballot box and said, are we getting rid of drug-free school zones today? I would not be here today.
I want to just make it clear again. This vote right here, this bill right here, is not overturning the will of the people. It does not overturn the will of the people, because the will of the people did not get a chance to vote on it.
But Representative Emily Virgin argued State Question 780 did exactly what the voters wanted, which is a smart-on-crime approach that doesn't break up families by sending parents to prison.
And that's why the Oklahoma Institute for Child Advocacy is opposed to this legislation. Because we know what rips families apart. It's not simple possession of marijuana. It's their parent going to prison for up to 5 years.
Joe Dorman is executive director of the Oklahoma Institute for Child Advocacy.
Right now in Oklahoma, the statistics show 1 in 10 kids in our state has either had a parent or has a parent currently in prison. Those numbers are unacceptable. We've got to work to create better treatment programs to keep these families together.
Former House Speaker Chris Steele, who helped get the state questions on the November ballot, says research consistently shows intervention and treatment produce better outcomes than incarceration.
In fact, when we tag a person who battles addiction or who is experimenting with drugs with a felony conviction, the research says we tend to drive that individual deeper into the criminal justice system.
Supporters of House Bill 1482 maintain the threat of a felony conviction is necessary in order to send suspects to drug court and to seek treatment. But Steele says misdemeanor drug courts have been authorized by statute in Oklahoma since 2008.
We already have the mechanism in place to send people who are charged with misdemeanor drug crimes to drug court. And I suspect that if State Question 780 and 781 are allowed to be implemented, we will see the drug court model enhanced and expanded throughout the state of Oklahoma.
Despite those arguments, the House approved 1482 by a vote of 51 to 38, the bare minimum needed for passage. But the measure faces an uphill battle in the Senate. Senator Gary Stanislawski had initially agreed to sponsor the bill in the Senate, but has since had a change of heart.
I've decided to go ahead and remove my name as the principal Senate author. So I did speak to the House author, let him know I'd be doing that, and then he's going to be looking for a new Senate author. I have no idea who that might be, but in good conscience, I could not put my name on that.
Stanislawski says the state questions aren't scheduled to take effect until July 1st, and he believes efforts to amend the proposals are premature.
We at least need to wait and get data. And if data determines that something needs to be improved, that's easy. We do that all the time. But just to amend something so quickly, I don't think is the right thing to do.
House Bill 1482 is still awaiting assignment to a Senate committee.